All right, so India and Russia just dropped some major news about a new air defense system. It's called the BrahMos Missile. You've probably heard the name, but what is it really? And why is everyone calling it such a game changer? Well, let's get into it. And this quote from the announcement really hits the nail on the head. The whole idea here isn't just about raw power, building a bigger, scarier weapon. Nope. It's about creating a smarter defense system, something that's incredibly precise and super reliable, especially for the kinds of threats we're seeing today.
So what's their answer to that need for precision and reliability? Well, it's the BrahMos. And what's interesting is how they're framing it. It's not being pitched as this big offensive weapon, not primarily anyway. They're calling it a protective shield.
See, there's that word again, shield. This time, a formidable shield. And that language is absolutely deliberate. The messaging over and over again frames the BrahMos as a defensive tool. It's designed to protect. But the big question is, protect against what exactly?
Okay, so that brings us to what this thing actually does. Let's get into its core capabilities.
All right, so at its heart, the BrahMos is what you'd call a supersonic surface-to-air interceptor. Now, supersonic just means it flies faster than the speed of sound, and its job? To knock a whole bunch of things out of the sky. We're talking planes, drones, even other incoming missiles. That incredible speed is what makes it so hard to stop. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. What makes the BrahMos stand out from the crowd is its insane versatility. I mean, it's designed to be launched from, well, just about anywhere, and that gives it this incredible strategic flexibility. You can fire it from a submarine, for instance, punching up from deep under the water. Or from warships on the surface. Think of it like creating this protective bubble around an entire fleet. You can launch it from fighter jets way up in the air, giving you both an offensive and defensive punch from above. It can even be fired from helicopters, which is perfect for providing that close air support and defense. And of course, from mobile launchers on the ground, basically big trucks. So think about that for a second. Whether a threat is coming by land, by sea, or by air, the BrahMos can be there to meet it, launched from any of those same places. This ability to launch from pretty much anything is a massive strategic advantage. Huge. So all that flexibility, right? It makes the BrahMos way more than just a simple defensive weapon. It elevates it into a true strategic deterrent. But there's one more feature that really pushes that deterrent factor to a whole other level.
Yeah, it's nuclear capable. And that one fact, it just changes the entire conversation, doesn't it? Suddenly, it's not just a shield anymore. This makes it a weapon of immense strategic power. We're talking about something that can literally change the geopolitical map.
And it's important to remember, this whole thing is a joint project. It's the product of a really long partnership between India and Russia. So the message they're sending is pretty clear. The BrahMos isn't just about the technology. It's a symbol of their alliance and just how far they've come together.
So with a weapon this powerful, this versatile, how are the leaders of India and Russia hoping the rest of the world sees it? Well, the official story is that the BrahMos is actually a tool for peace. They're calling themselves guardians of peace. The logic is pretty straightforward, right? If your defenses are so powerful that nobody in their right mind would want to attack you, well, then you have peace. It's that classic peace through strength doctrine. And really, that's the whole pitch in a nutshell. The core message they want you to take away from all this is that the BrahMos missile delivers on 3 key promises: safer skies, a much stronger defense, and because of those 2 things, a more secure future. Look, there's no denying the BrahMos is an incredible piece of engineering, but it leaves us with a really fundamental question, one that applies to pretty much any advanced weapon system out there. Where do you draw the line? At what point does something you call a defensive shield actually become a powerful sword? It's a tricky question, and that line seems to get blurrier every single day.